Welcome to the SCA. In this lecture, we are going to discuss another important type of environmental pollution, which is known as water pollution. So, what is water pollution? Let's define it. The addition of pollutants to water, which degrades the quality of water and makes it unfit for use, is called water pollution. The pollutants are in the form of organic, inorganic, biological, and radiological substances. Organic pollutants are composed of various chemicals released from chemical processing industries, that is, marble industries, sugar industries, etc. Inorganic uh, pollutants are various elements that are added to the water. Biological pollutants includes bacteria, viruses, and fungi, and radiological pollutants are those elements which show radioactive decay. The third point is water pollution has recently increased due to an increase in agricultural activities because of the use of huge amount of fertilizers, insecticides and pesticide, which has a direct effect on the quality of water. Types of water pollution. There are four types of water pollution. The first one is water pollution due to point sources. In this type of pollution, the pollutants enter the water from a single identifiable source. This includes discharges from a sewage treatment plant, a factory, or a city chain. Second type of pollution is water pollution due to non-point sources. In this type of pollution, the pollutants do not enter from a single identifiable source. A common example is the leaching out of nitrogen compounds from fertilized agricultural lands. The third type of water pollution is surface water pollution. In this type of pollution, the surface water is polluted largely due to oil leakages. So this pollution affects surface water like huge oceans, lakes, rivers and streams. And for example, an oil slick from oil tanker can affect a huge area of the marine region. The fourth type of water pollution is groundwater pollution. Pollution of the underground water is called groundwater pollution. All of Earth's water is not surface water. An immense amount of water is present in the underground rock structures or aquifers that are not visible to one, and people hardly ever think of. Water that is stored in underground in aquifers is the groundwater. The rivers and streams are not only nourished by aquifers, but they also supply drinking water. Fertilizers applied in the fields often seep into the soil and contaminates the water. Groundwater pollution, though less evident than surface water pollution, is also a mounting problem. Now, let's discuss the sources of water pollution. So, there are five main sources of water pollution. The first source is domestic sewage and waste generated from household activities. Raw sewage contaminate water with pathogens, microorganisms, causing degradation of sewage, take up most of the oxygen present in water. Sewage produces foul odor and makes the water brownish and oily. The second source of water pollution is surface runoff. Pollutants present on the surface of the land and fertilizers added to the soil are washed down into water reservoirs and water courses during rains. This flow of fertilizer-rich water into streams and lakes give rise to eutrophication, which is a phenomenon in which the size of the lakes or the size of the bodies of water gradually decreases with the passage of time. And the third source of water pollution is industrial effluents. They are industrial wastes which are allowed to pass into water bodies. The important toxic chemicals present in industrial effluents are as follows. Number first is mercury. Mercury is released during combustion of coal, smelting of metallic ores in paper and paint industries. Mercury is persistent. In water, it gets changed into water soluble and enters the food chain. Pollution of water bodies by mercury causes dropsy in fish and menometa in humans. When ingested, mercury damages the central nervous system, leading to a disease called neuropathy, one of the famous cases in the Menometa incident in Japan in year 1953. The second important chemical present in industrial effluents is lead. The sources of lead pollution are smelters, battery, paint, chemicals and pesticides, and bluish lines around the gums. Lead is easily absorbed in the blood. It affects liver, kidneys, central and peripheral nervous systems, red blood cells leading to anemia. This toxic heavy metal can cause brain damage, coma, and even death. The third important chemical present in industrial effluents is cadmium. It shows biological amplification and accumulates inside kidneys, liver, pancreas, and spleen. It causes eye disease, renal damage, hypertension, testicular necrosis, and damage of placenta. The fourth important chemical present in industrial effluents is arsenic. 70 mg of arsenic or arsenic compound is considered lethal if ingested. Lower doses of arsenic can result in disturbance in peripheral circulation, Blackfoot disease, melanosis, damage of liver, kidney, various types of cancer such as skin cancer, bladder cancer, and lung cancer. The chemicals which are present in industrial effluents are different types of metals which are composed of copper, zinc, nickel, titanium, etc. These metals cause toxemia and change in enzyme functioning. It disturbs the enzyme functioning of the body and causes various problems in the normal performance of the body. The sixth major component of industrial effluents are liquid effluents. Several types of liquid effluents containing toxic chemicals, acids, and bases are added to the rivers and other water bodies. They kill fish and other aquatic life. Beside, they kill fish and other aquatic life. Beside being toxicity to human beings, excess of nitrate in water causes blue baby syndrome. Now, the fourth major source of water pollution is agricultural sector. It is undoubted that an extensive use of fertilizer and pesticides, collectively known as agrochemicals, increases the agricultural output. These mostly artificial chemicals move into the water bodies along with rainfall and groundwater by leaching. The fifth main source of water pollution is rain drainage. Rain drainage carries substances like highway debris, oil, chemicals from vehicular exhausts, sediments from public roads and house construction, acids and radioactive waste into the freshwater systems as well as into the marine system. Animal waste from farms and feedlots is also transported along with rainwater. These pollutants impair rivers and streams, groundwater, and even the shoreline waters. Antibiotics, hormones, and other chemicals used to rear farm animals are components of such animal wastes. Pesticides and fertilizers residues from croplands also add to aquatic pollution through rain drainage. Now let's discuss the effects of water pollution. So there are four major effects of water pollution. The first major effect of water pollution is the thermal pollution. It is mainly caused due to the use of water for coolant purposes. Many industrial processes are causing thermal pollution, leading to higher temperatures. These industries do not contaminate the water supply but use a lot of water for cooling purposes and return this to the stream at a higher temperature, which affects the biotic components in the aquatic habitat. Trout eggs fails to hatch while salmon does not spawn at higher temperature. So thermal water pollution cause various problems to the aquatic life. The second major effect of water pollution is marine pollution. Marine pollution is caused by ship generated discharges of oil and petroleum products, packaged dangerous goods, sewage, garbage, etc. Migrating birds caught in the oil slicks losing their power of flight due to closer interlocking of barbules of the feathers is common enough. Employment of detergents to clean the oil slicks has been found to be harmful in marine life. The third major problem of water pollution is eutrophication. Eutrophication is a kind of water pollution which occurs when the water body is well fed by the excess nutrients. In nature, this would take place through thousands of years, but with industrialization and other forms of human activity, this process is achieved into a few decades. And the fifth major effect of water pollution is groundwater pollution. Masses around the world depend on groundwater for drinking and other domestic, industrial, and agricultural uses. Generally, groundwater is a clean source of water. However, human activities such as improper sewage disposal, dumping of farm yard manures and agricultural chemicals, industrial effluents are causing pollution of groundwater. So now we are going to discuss the precautionary measures, the control measures uh, to counter water pollutions. So there are about 6 to 7 control measures which can be used to control water pollution. The first control measure is chemical treatment. This is the sewage pollutants are In this method, the sewage pollutants are subjected to chemical treatment to change them into non-toxic substances or make them less toxic. The second control measure is oxidation ponds. It can be useful in removing low level of radioactive waste. The third control measure is cooling ponds. Thermal pollution can be reduced by employing techniques through cooling ponds, cooperative, or wet cooling towers. The purpose is that the water in the rivers and streams should not get hot. The third The fourth major control measure is storage of waste and funds. Domestic and industrial waste should be stored in large but shallow ponds for some days. Due to the sunlight and the organic nutrients present in the waste, there will be a mass scale growth of bacteria which will digest the harmful waste matter. The fifth major control measure is wastewater treatment technologies. Polluted water can be reclaimed by proper sewage treatment plants, wastewater treatment technologies, and the same water can be reused in factories and even irrigation. Such a treated water being rich in phosphorus, potassium, and nitrogen can make good fertilizer. The sixth is the use of specific tanks in houses to avoid direct outlet of fecal matter and other waste to water. Specific tanks should be used for the proper disposal of waste water. And the seventh major control measure is the seventh major control measure is strict legislation. Suitable strict legislation should be enacted to make it obligatory for the industries to treat the wastewater before discharging into rivers or seas or other freshwater bodies, and there should be proper punishments in case of violation of laws and principles. So this is the lecture about water pollution, the types of water pollution, the kinds of water pollutions, and the ways to tackle water pollution. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.